Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be giving you a whole lot of information, and it's something that I've been collecting over the years, and I'm kind of regurgitating it at you in this video. So hold on to your seats. There's a lot to take in. It's such an easy concept, right? Masculine, feminine, positive and negative, and yet there's so much to extract from this, and it's a wealth of information and an insight, and hopefully I can provide that for you here today. So, the self-expressive signs in the zodiac are commonly known as the air and fire. Self-repressive signs in the zodiac are negative, and they're commonly known as earth and water. So, we see that within those four elements, that there's a dynamic happening of opposites. There's an opposite charge to these four elements, right? And that's what kind of maintains the gravitational and electromagnetic field of the Earth and also humans. We're made up of the same chemicals and physics, and the laws that we operate under are the same that Earth does. So, it's really important to understand these concepts and these laws, and it'll help you transcend the current laws that are limiting you. But going further into it, within this dynamic, there is also another dynamic that is not commonly known to many astrologers. And within the positive and negative dynamic of opposition, right? Because the polarity of the cell, protons and the electrons, they have a tension and a force with them. Same goes here, the opposition of air would supposedly be earth, and those oppose each other in a very sustainable way, and those are the most harsh kind of or most extreme dynamics of the given energy. And the most catatonic and also explosive energy is when fire and water happens. It's very catabolic, and it's very reactionary. There's a lot of challenge that's met with these two dynamics, and there's a lot of things to overcome in this dynamic. And so we see that within the masculine and feminine, or self-expressive and self-repressive signs, we see a dynamic in their own, and yet again another dimension. If we look into the microscope even further, we see that within the masculine and feminine signs, there's also a dynamic of masculine and feminine within that. So fire and earth would be the more masculine of the dynamics. Their characteristics, I'm not going to go into this because I want to get through this. I'm not going to go into their characteristics too much, but the fire and earth are the masculine signs of that dynamic, and the earth and air and water are the feminine signs within their dynamic. The positive and negative here and positive and negative here create a cohesion and a kind of relationship that is unique and not often associated with each other. So I want to make that connection in this video. For the first time, I've never seen that. Do anybody have that? So going on, we have the personal, interpersonal, and transpersonal signs, and I have them listed here. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. The interpersonal signs are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. The transpersonal signs are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And within these their own dynamics here, I've created a wheel here for that, as well as the other ones. The common, going backwards, I'm going to state that the self-expressive and the self-repressive is a dynamic that's push and pull kind of throughout the whole original Zodiac. And then I've modified it so that the dynamic between the fire and earth and air and water signs or houses, for this example, are going to be seen here. That's a different whole other dimension. But here we have the houses and the signs that are in relationship to our own consciousness and our own, the self is the personal. It's very about me and mine, and it's in the first stages of life. 1 to 4 or 1 to 8. There's many microcosmic reflections that happen within the macrocosm of our lives. So there's even these times of the day. There's personal, interpersonal, and transpersonal times of the hour. We can get smaller or larger in scale as much as we like. But for this video, I want to focus and figure out that the self is all about, the personal development, the things that I am, the things that I have, the things that I think about, the things that I feel are all characteristics of the 4 zodiac signs of the beginning. See here? The first are the self. As we step further into the zodiac, we start to see our relationship to others. It's the interpersonal relationship. We have Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. And it's all about the way that I show people, right? Leo's that I show. It's about the other. It's about communicating and demonstrating yourself with the other. Virgo is all about how you analyze your outer environment and analyze how you take in the information from people and the nutrients, and you figure out, for yourself how that is benefiting you, and it's very analytical. Going on, Libra is how I relate to people. Interpersonal relationships it's a social and mental kind of dynamic with Libra. With Scorpio, it's I desire. It's those things that we deeply yearn for, that come from an unconscious place that is not known to us. It's unknown, and we merge with the other in the union of sexual intercourse, and also we find an emotional security to our relationship to others in sex, and we feel like we're complete again. We feel secure. Also in the realms of insurance or all that stuff. Anyway, not going to get into that too much. And the transpersonal signs are going to be neutral, and they're about us, the greater collective of humanity. They're about the thing that holds us all together, essentially. So we look at and see that Sagittarius is that moment, and those moments that we see that it's not about us or my significant other or the people I know around me. It's about the greater whole of humanity, right? Going on, it's like into Capricorn, it's like, how am I using what I know? How am I using what others have taught me to benefit the greater whole? Aquarius is definitely about future generations, and how is what I'm doing now and what others have taught me going to benefit the generations to come, right? Pisces is actually a whole enigma and collection of the person, the self, and the other, and the collective, and how it's all tied and meshed in together, and how we can impact each other through the self, and through the other. We reverberate out in the ocean that is our consciousness and human consciousness on Earth. The very willpower and intentions and belief that we have in ourself and others and the collective human species. So that was a lot, and see, we got each kind of dimension here, if you will, on the board. So yeah, I just want to explain that a little bit, break it down for people to digest. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys hanging out and watching me. It really is a joy for me to do this, and I hopefully will continue to interact and exchange with you all over the internet and in person. And please feel free to look up my website. I do astrology readings, I do coaching, guidance, counseling, I do polarity therapy, hypnotherapy. So please contact me, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.